I just got done watching the Adrien Broner Manny Pacquiao press conference. I took a couple things from it. One, Adrien Broner, he's still clowning around, man. He made the press conference like a stand up comedy show. They were laughing at him. He thought they were laughing with him. No, man, they was laughing at you. Hold on, let me sneeze real quick. They were laughing at Adrien Broner. Adrien Broner, man, he still ain't taking things serious, man. And he tried to get serious towards the end, so he gonna knock Pacquiao out. Pacquiao been asleep before, but the one thing about it's to me, it remind me of Adrien Broner when he fought Marcus Maidana. See, the language barrier and the culture barrier is not the same as in the U.S. You know, Manny Pacquiao is not gonna react to trash talking. You know what I'm saying? Just like Marcus Maidana did not react to trash talking. They from a different culture. So that trash talking stuff, they don't that's not gonna get in their heads. They're about getting in the ring and getting it on. Just like when Manny Pacquiao said, he said, I don't trash talk, I don't listen to trash talk. Trash talk don't bother me. I just want to get in the ring and fight. See, that's what they see. They don't care about that trash talk. So Adrien Broner can do all the trash talking, but Manny Pacquiao said he want to get in the ring and fight. And what I think about the fight, I mean, Manny Pacquiao did raise an eyebrow in this press conference. He said he hopes that Mayweather come out of retirement. So he didn't fully sign with Al Heyman to fight Mayweather. I thought in the beginning that he fully signed with Al Heyman so he can get the Mayweather fight, but he said he's open to fighting everybody. He said he's open to fighting Spence, Crawford. I mean, I don't know if Crawford, but he said he's open to fighting Spence, probably Crawford too. Keith Thurman and Sean Porter. He said he's open to fighting all of them. So he said he thinks that he's still one of the best welterweights. He said his fighting career is continuing on. He don't have no plans on stopping right now. So after Adrien Broner, who's next? I remember Earl Spence said that yesterday in that confrontation with Crawford the other day that he can fight Manny Pacquiao. So would Manny Pacquiao fight Earl Spence? Probably so. Like a lot of people will look at it and say, well, Earl Spence walked through Manny Pacquiao, but Manny Pacquiao been fighting big guys all his almost all his at least the last 10 years of his career. 7, 8, 9, 10 years of his career, he's been fighting bigger guys. So him fighting a bigger guys, he said yesterday, when you fighting a bigger guy, the key is speed and movement. That's what he said. And he knows best. He's been in there with some big guys. You know what I'm saying? So if he beat Adrien Broner, which I suspect he's gonna beat Adrien Broner, because Adrien Broner gonna do the same thing, man. I think once Adrien Broner, what a lot of people say about Manny Pacquiao is his speed. They they are a lot of them are clueless on how fast he is until they get in the ring with him. When they finally get in the ring with Manny Pacquiao, they say, "Man, he was fast." That's what Matisse said. His speed. That's what Ricky Hatton said. His speed. That's what Margarito brought up. His speed. A lot of people said he was too fast, and it's hard to kind of. I don't know if Adrian Broner ever been to a Pacquiao fight, but it's hard to see how fast a person is when they have that type of speed until you in there dealing with it. And one thing about Manny Pacquiao is he moves around with his speed. He doesn't, stand in one spot and what I'm saying, let off his hands. He's all over the place. See, that's the difficult part about it. He's coming at different angles. He's not coming straight in the front door. You know what I'm saying? He only had a left hand when he first came out. Then he started working on that little short hook. He had that little short hook on the inside. The one that called Kodo, the one that called Kodo when Kodo came in. That hook is you really can't see it. You know what I'm saying? Because it comes at a funny angle. Pacquiao, he punches at different type of angles. He doesn't he doesn't throw like traditional combinations with traditional angles. It's orthodox. It's off. And a lot of fighters when they when they're training, they're trained to block or to suspect punches coming from a certain angle. And when it comes at an angle that you're not prepared for, those are the punches that hurt you. It's really the punches that you don't see. You know, if you see a punch coming, you can kind of brace yourself. You can kind of go along with the punch. You know, roll with the punch. You know what they say, roll. You can kind of turn your face, and you can kind of take some steam off the punch. But it's the one that you don't see that catches you by surprise and stuns you. And those are the ones that Pacquiao hit you with. And one thing about Adrien Broner, see, the reason why Adrien Broner is tailor made for Pacquiao, which is no coincidence that Pacquiao is fighting Adrien Broner when he first come into. For one, he knows Adrien Broner is up and down in his career. Adrien Broner doesn't take training serious. He was on the stage with a pop belly. Adrien Broner on the stage with a pop belly. Manny Pacquiao is already in shape. He got a tailored suit on. You don't see no fat. And Pacquiao said something interesting. He said he can still fight at 140. So I don't know who he will fight at 140. I don't see nobody at 140 that's going to interest Pacquiao. But like I said, Adrien Broner on the stage with a pop belly. Come on, man. Like, they know before we know when a fight is going to happen. I believe they know weeks in advance that a fight is going to happen. Why not get in shape, man? Why not? Like Mikey Garcia, Mikey Garcia knew that this Spence fight was going to happen. That's why he dropped the belt and everything. He knew that the fight was going to get done. It was just a couple things that needed to be done. But he knew the fight was going to get done. Trust me, Mikey Garcia has already been working out. His nephew, because you know Ellie Setback is always at Robert Garcia's gym, and he said, "Where's Mikey at? When is Mikey gonna start training?" And he leaned into the camera and said, "Mikey has already been training." See, that's what a champion do. That's what a guy that's dedicated to the sport does. They get ready before they have to get ready. So when Mikey Garcia coming to when training camp start, when it officially starts, he's going to be ready to implement the game plan and not there just to lose weight, because your training camp is not for you to lose weight. It's for you to get in. It's for you to start here at a certain level and work your way up to peak until fight night. If you're trying to lose weight, guess what? You're killing yourself day in and day out trying to lose weight, trying to make sure your weight is on par, and then it's stressing you out. You know what I'm saying? You already stressed out over the fight, and now you stressed out and hoping, man, I'm hoping I'm gonna come in on weight. I'm hoping I don't burn myself out in training camp and don't have nothing for the fight. See, that's what Adrien Broner. How can you be on the stage, man, with a pop belly and not ready to go, man? You should be like what? At this moment, I'm pretty sure you knew about the fight about a month ago that it was going down, because these fighters have meetings. You know what I'm saying? With the people who are involved with getting this fight together. They don't just put a fight together in a whim like that. They go through steps, and he knew the fight was going to be announced soon, and he knew the fight was going to go ahead and be on. Why aren't you within 10 pounds, at least 10 to 15 pounds within your fighting weight? Because I think this fight is in January, so he got what, 2 months, 2.5 months to get ready. Adrien Broner he's going to be in training camp worrying about losing weight and not getting ready for Manny Pacquiao. That's why Adrien Broner always finds himself in the dilemma that he's in. You know what I'm saying? That's why he always finds himself in these same predicaments, because he's not disciplined enough. I'm sick and tired of hearing people say, "Man, if Adrien Broner let his hands go, come on, man." People was asking him in the questions in the crowd, and one dude was like, "Are you gonna be the best Adrien Broner?" and all this stuff, man. It's obvious, right? It's obvious at this point in Adrien Broner's career. What, he's 29. I think he alluded that he was 29. That he's 29 years old, and he's really underachieved according to how the hype was over him. The hype over Adrien Broner was so big about 5 or 6 years ago, because I was in the middle of it. I was there when he was brushing his hair, Pops brushed my hair, and all this stuff. And I remember from from the moment he was doing that, anybody can get it. His career really started going down from there. Adrien Broner, what he fought my guy, not my. I mean that's. I mean I ain't saying my guy, but he fought Pulse De Leon and had a close fight. He fought this one guy and lost his belt on the scales. That right there was a triple red flag to me. When a young guy cannot come in on weight and he's a champion and you lose your belt on the scales, you don't lose your belt in the ring, you lose your belt on the scales, man. That should have been a red flag to everybody. But everybody gave him a pass. Said, "Oh, he's young and all this. Oh, maybe he outgrown the weight." Okay, you can say that, but the man had 2 months to get ready for the fight. He could have. They've been dealing with weight loss ever since they was amateurs. So he should have been ready. He knew what he had to do. Man lost his belt on the scales. Okay, everybody give him a pass. And then he go up 2 weight classes and fight Paulie Malignaggi and struggles there. And I say again, I told everybody like this man struggled against Paulie Malignaggi, which is the weakest welterweight. He picked on the weakest welterweight, and y'all fail to realize that Paulie Malignaggi himself came up from lower weight classes. So it's not like Adrien Broner went up there and beat a natural 147 pounder in his first defense at welterweight and won a title. No, he struggled versus Paulie Malignaggi, who only really has a jab. Yeah, Paulie Malignaggi got some movement, and movement does bother Adrien Broner, but he was supposed to beat Paulie Malignaggi convincingly, man. Seriously, he was supposed to beat Paulie Malignaggi convincingly. That was the plan. The plan was for him to beat Paulie Malignaggi, and then from that moment on, he probably would have. The plan is for him to be the next star to carry the torch from Mayweather. Now, one thing I can say about Adrien Broner, he did promote himself beautifully. It's just he did not take. See, this is what Adrien Broner did. He tried to be Floyd Mayweather, how Floyd Mayweather is, how Floyd Mayweather was already established. That Mayweather, he didn't want to be the grind Mayweather who came up and worked hard on his skills and stayed in the gym and stayed in shape. He didn't want to be that Mayweather. He wanted to be the finished product Mayweather. That's what he wanted to be, and he got it all wrong. If Adrien Broner would have took everything serious, his gym work, being in shape, and doing the things he's supposed to do, Adrien Broner probably could have been the one of the next big stars because he had the charisma. He had the all the Mayweather fans was about to race towards him. They were already giving him the love that he was the next big thing. Before Earl Spence, before people was even talking about Earl Spence, it was Adrien Broner was supposed to have been the next big thing at PBC. That's who was supposed to be the next big thing, and he screwed it. He screwed it up himself. It was nobody's fault. Nobody manipulated Adrien Broner. Adrien Broner manipulated himself. Adrien Broner did not take his career serious. Now he's a 4 division world champion, but when you say he's a 4 division world champion, who did Adrien Broner beat? Because he lost all his big fights. Every step up fight he lost. Now people will say, well, the fight with Paul Malignaggi because he went up 2 weight classes and he beat Paul Malignaggi and he won a welterweight title. Okay, you could say that was one of the highlights of his career. He struggled against a guy that came up in weight with him, and Paul Malignaggi, who's not a really hard hitter. He has a decent jab and some decent movement, but you was supposed to, if you was what people thought you were, you was supposed to beat Adrien Broner. You know what I'm saying? So I challenge somebody to tell me what great victory out of those 4 division world titles that Adrien Broner got, who did he beat? He didn't beat anybody. He lost to Sean Porter, which was you could say that was a step up fight. He lost to Marcus Maidana, that was a step up fight. You could say that. He lost to Mikey Garcia, that was a step up fight. He lost all now. Granted, he lost to 3 good fighters, 3 borderline well at today's fighters, 8 fighters. He lost to all of them. You could say Marcus Maidana is like a B plus, but he lost to all of them. So all he beat was really a older Paulie Malignaggi and some C plus fighters. And he's a 4 division world champion. And he gotta be one of the only 4 division world champions that didn't beat anybody. of significance. And like I said, Adrien Broner promoted himself beautifully. Nobody helped him or nothing. He just naturally did it. But in the sport of boxing, because you're a one man team, a one man army, you have to continue winning. As big as your mouth is, your boxing game has to be in the ring has to be bigger than your mouth. Like Mayweather. Mayweather mouth was I mean, he ran his mouth, but he bagged it up. So his boxing game was ahead of his mouth every time. Adrian Broner was different. His mouth was ahead of his boxing game, which is backwards. So everything he did everything backwards. Everything if he'd have put everything in the right order, Adrian Broner would be a star right now at 29 years old. This probably would have been his fifth or sixth pay per view. But now, does he have a chance to rectify his career? Yeah, because a reporter asked him, like, if you beat Manny Pacquiao, does that kind of erase your losses? It doesn't erase your losses, but it will put him right in the thick of things if he beat Manny Pacquiao because even Manny Pacquiao, you know what I'm saying? I think Manny Pacquiao is outside his prime. Manny Pacquiao is still winning. Now, ever since Manny Pacquiao lost, back beat Tim Bradley, came back beat Jesse Vargas, won another title. Yes, he lost to Jeff Horn, which I thought he won in a close fight, but I can understand, Jeff Horn winning the fight. And, and then he came back and beat and stopped Lucas Matisse. So it will be a good Manny Pacquiao that he's beating. So yeah, his career can get right back on track. And if I was Adrian Broner, if I beat Manny Pacquiao, because I told Adrian Broner this, I said this a long time. I ain't tell Adrian Broner, okay, but I said this. I said Adrian Broner should call out Mayweather. I said it a long time. I said it when Adrian Broner was at 135 and he was talking about moving up. I said Adrian Broner should call out Mayweather. Everybody was telling me, no man, you shouldn't call out Mayweather. Yeah, call out Floyd because he is the dude that can get you to the pathway of what you want to do, and his fans was accepting you, and if Adrian Broner would have called him out after he beat Paul Malignaggi, a lot of people would have been saying, "Man, Mayweather, why don't you fight him?" I'm telling you, a lot of people would have been saying that because he had already become a fan favorite. So now he wants to fight Floyd. See, 6 years later, now he wants to fight Floyd because he said if he beat Manny Pacquiao, he wants to fight Floyd Mayweather. But see, it's like 6 years too late. If he would have called out Floyd back then, people would have put the pressure on. See, Keith Thurman wanted to fight versus Floyd, but people were saying Keith Thurman, what have you done to deserve the Floyd fight? But they would have gave Adrian Broner preferential treatment due to the fact that Adrian Broner was a fan favorite. They would have said, man, Mayweather, you should go ahead and fight Adrian Broner. And Adrian Broner's name was getting a lot of groundswell and so big that Mayweather probably would have entertained it because the money would have been there because they both trash talkers, and you got one guy trying to dethrone the master. It was looking like the pupil trying to dethrone the master. That's the selling point was there. All the selling points was there. But Adrian Broner was too busy trying to run up behind Mayweather and so busy trying to be Mayweather's younger brother. I never understood that. I see if Mayweather was a heavyweight and Adrian Broner was a welterweight. Okay, you could say that's my big brother because y'all never will fight. But he's so close to your weight, and you did jump into a weight class and win a belt to where he was at, and he was still competing at that point, stop calling him your big brother. See, but hey, he wanted to do the way he wanted to do it. If AB lose, where does his career go from here? I mean, if AB lose, what his career goes from here? I mean, Adrian Broner, if he lose this fight, then Adrian Broner just a stepping stone. I mean, Adrian Broner gonna be a gatekeeper. He's gonna be one of the youngest gatekeepers. I mean, yeah, he's gonna be a gatekeeper for the. If you be Adrian Broner, you're ready to be, a contender for a title. That's what Adrian Broner gonna be. He's going to be a gatekeeper, a glorified gatekeeper. But that's his own fault, though. Yeah, I know. His fight was Paulie was close. Broner got the talent, the personality, and the yeah. But see, talent doesn't always equate to physical gifts. You got to have a mental talent too. He doesn't have a mental talent. He's not talented mentally. And without your mental, the physical can deteriorate quick. You only can go so far. You only can go so far with your let's say you only can go so far with your physical talent. Your mental has to, that's why they said mind, body, and soul. All that stuff has to be in order. Your mind first, body and soul. And Adrien Broner he just had the body and he had the mind. So let me get up out of here, man. I'm about to get up out here and look at some Monday Night Football. I'm out. Hey, thanks for coming through, LDD 95, man. Thanks for coming through. I'm out.